once again, the sacred space of love and containment opens, making this communication possible. From this space, I wrap every heart attuned to these words in a warm embrace of light, so that you may feel how deeply loved, held, and accompanied you truly are in this moment. Humanity is moving through a delicate process of transition, a process that is awakening from the depths of your cellular memory, the true essence of the consciousness of separation. As a collective, you are now standing before the reflection of your own shadow, and within that shadow lies the memory of humankind, your story, woven into your very cells, a story that has kept the wounds of the soul open in search of healing and transcendence. As you've seen, history repeats itself time and again when its lesson remains unlearned. Through the centuries, humanity has submerged itself in a vicious cycle of pain and forgetfulness. The third dimension is the stage of duality. That is its purpose. The energy that holds it together allows consciousness to experience separation as a fundamental part of life. This process is neither good nor bad, and to see it in such terms is, in itself, to remain within separation. Duality is simply a hue, a way in which the light and consciousness of Source are expressed through this dimension. And so, the experiences of duality from the compassionate eyes of Source are not labeled as good or bad. They simply are. They exist because they must, for the purpose of this dimension is to allow the soul to learn through contrast. Ascension, therefore, is not about changing or fixing the third dimension. It is about understanding it, honoring it, and discovering the hidden doorway it carries. You see, the essence of this dimension is encoded in the number 3, and that number speaks of Trinity, not duality. Here lies the mystery. The natural experience of the third dimension allows beings to live in separation. By separation, I mean the illusion, created by mind and ego, of being disconnected from Source. In that illusion, beings perceive themselves as truly separate from one another. From that perception, all interpretation of reality emerges, seeing life through the filters of good and bad, light and dark, love and fear. And so, life is lived in that framework, with choices and actions guided by judgment. But the hidden doorway of the third dimension opens when those polarities are integrated. When one understands that both sides are part of creation. That opening begins when we transcend the need to judge every experience, when we allow ourselves to see from a higher, more complete perspective. A perspective in which all aspects of a given situation can be observed, instead of focusing solely on one side. When you are able to see the full picture, integration begins. A deeper understanding arises. Acceptance follows. For instance, many people today are going through breakups or the ending of significant relationships. And often, the emotional body becomes attached to the memories of the relationship and struggles to let go. The ego, fueled by those emotions, may begin to interpret the experience as negative. Feelings of failure, abandonment, or rejection may arise, and through them, the consciousness of separation is lived once again, through resentment, through pain. But the hidden doorway of the third dimension, the door of integration, can offer another view. One that allows the soul to see that the ending of that relationship was necessary, that it served the soul's growth, that the person who is now leaving your life once gave you great gifts, and those gifts came wrapped in love, in challenge, in transformation. Gratitude opens this door. Gratitude for all that was beautiful. Gratitude even for the difficult moments, for they shaped you. And gratitude for what still lies ahead, for both of you. All those who come into your life and those who leave remain in your heart through the gifts you shared. And when the human being allows themselves to see their reality through a neutral lens, stepping away from the idea of winners and losers, life itself begins to open. And something sacred happens. The alchemy of reconnection with Source. That is when Source receives you in its arms. Because you have remembered what all of this is for. You've remembered that the purpose behind every experience is that recognition and that loving return. This is the opportunity now unfolding for humanity. The opportunity to integrate, to feel the strength and the love of Source, and to open the door that allows duality to become unity. This is the energy of the Trinity, the integration of all aspects of the divine within yourself. It is the experience of living from the embrace of the Divine Mother and Father, becoming the prodigal child returning home after the great journey of life. In the Christian religion, the Trinity is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The latter, often symbolized by a white dove, represents the feminine presence of the divine, the compassionate, reconciling mother. When this feminine energy awakens in the human heart, it becomes the one who opens the doorway of integration within the soul. Can you now see why the dove is the symbol of peace? For true peace, the one that rises from within, requires the open arms and open heart of the Divine Mother. It is her absence in the collective consciousness of humanity that allowed so many stories of war and pain to unfold. Today, planetary events are exposing just how much resentment lives in the collective heart. Acts of hatred beget more hatred. But what would happen if you dared to see it differently? If you stopped responding to life from the same place you always have? Typically, when wounded, you respond from that wound. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth. But this creates an endless cycle, and what breaks that cycle is understanding and love. Love is what sets you free. Love is what opens the door. Do not judge those who think or act differently from you. Free yourself from the compulsion to have an opinion about everything. Beloved family, from this space and from the highest love, I tell you, many judge those who suffer as if they were weak or lost, while condemning those who inflict that suffering as monsters or enemies. But those judgments come from a distance, from the comfort of a screen. You are not in those trenches. You are not living their pain. And yet you judge. This is good. This is bad. From that judgment, separation grows. It does not create unity. Only love and compassion create unity, and they must be offered without distinction, not only to the ones you see as victims, but also to those who cause pain, for within their souls there is also sorrow. Those souls caught in war right now dream of peace. Among themselves, they support one another, they help each other, they unite, because they long to be free. They do not need more judges. They do not need more misunderstanding. For those who create war are already acting from judgment and disconnection. What humanity needs, what Earth needs, is love, understanding, union. And that begins at home. It begins with you. That is the hidden doorway of the third dimension. Because although this realm exists to allow duality, it also contains the potential to experience unity within the very fabric of separation. So now I ask you, what do you choose? To remain a judge or to become love and be free? If peace is to manifest on earth, it must be born within the human heart through every act, every thought, every feeling. This is the door, and it is open.